cross over to the scoreboard where Wycliffe Orandi is on standby with some interesting perspective regarding Paris Olympics, and that is Team Kenya's performance. Wycliffe, break it down for us.
Well, thank you very much, Swila. And so far, we've participated in at least 6 competitions that are done and dusted with as Team Kenya, the Paris Olympics, 2024 Paris Olympics. And we'll take a look at those competitions that have been done and dusted for Team Kenya, the Paris Olympics. There are totally 6 as of now, and we have nothing to show off in terms of medals. We still have 0 gold, 0 bronze, 0 silver. All those we have nothing to show off. And we start with a race that took place earlier on this week. It was about a race walking with Samuel Gadhimba, who finished 22nd. Now, Samuel Gadhimba is someone who we had a lot of hopes in at least bagging a medal in the race walking, looking at how he's been performing in Africa. And he's actually a 3-time African champion in 2016, 2018, and 2022. And we had a lot of hopes for him bagging a medal, but I don't know what happened with Samuel Gadhimba finishing 22nd in that particular race. And of course, also looking at his age 36 at the moment. I don't know whether age has something to do with his performance. He's aging, and I think maybe it's time that we give it to the younger generation to actually go ahead with this particular race. And as I said, he's been performing very well in Africa, but when it comes to the Olympics, well, he finished in 22nd, so no medal there in race walking for Team Kenya. Then the next one is the men's 10,000 meters, and this is the race that we've not won a gold for the last 56 years. And looking at what happened at the Paris Olympics, now going into the 2028 Olympics, that will be 60 years. That is in Los Angeles. It will be 60 years still seeking a gold medal after the last one we won in I think in Mexico, in the Mexico Games. And in this particular race at the Paris Olympics, the men's 10,000 meters, of course, Kenya was nowhere to be seen in this race, and we had Ugandan Joshua Cheptegei taking gold in a time of 26 minutes 43.14 seconds, setting an Olympic record in the course as well. And we know about Cheptegei is also the 10,000 meters world record holder and also the 3-time world champion. And also in the 2020 Olympics, he won a silver medal. So it's someone who came prepared and had a lot of confidence in winning. I don't know about Team Kenya, but I'll tell you where Team Kenya finished. Then number 2, we had Beriwa Regawi of Ethiopia finishing in 26 minutes 43.44 seconds. Looking at this particular race, it was a closely finished race. All those time 26 and 43 minutes. It was a matter of just seconds separating most of these athletes. Then number 3, we had American Grant Fisher, who finished in 26 minutes to 43.46 seconds. Now, in this next slide, we will see where Kenyans featured in this particular race. The first Kenyan was positioned at number 5. That is Japan-based Bernard Kibet. He finished in 26 minutes 43.98 seconds. And then we have Daniel Mateiko, whose finished in position 11 in 26.5. And then we have the third Kenyan, that is Nicholas Kimeli, finished in position 14, that is in 27 minutes 23.97 seconds. And what Kibet actually said after the race is that they were caught by surprise by the win of this particular race, that is Joshua Cheptegei. He said that they were racing and he thought that they had actually given up. He had given up in this particular race, only to realize that it was a strategy. And I don't know why they didn't learn this a bit earlier on, that it was a strategy for Cheptegei. And of course, he had the final kick to win this particular race, catching the Kenyans by surprise. And this some of the lessons that Team Kenya should take into the next Olympics in 2028. Now, let's look at Malkia strikers. My colleagues have just discussed about the performance of Malkia strikers at the Olympics. Of course, they faced a tough team, a tough group in Pool B, that is against Brazil, Poland, and Japan. Just noting is that they went down 3-0 to all these teams in Pool B. They didn't win in a single set. We start with Brazil. They were lost 3-0 of 25-14, 25-13, and 25-12. This Brazil is the second ranked team in the world, and of course it was going to be a difficult game for Kenya. Then looking at the game against Poland. Poland are ranked 4th in the world. They finished 3-0 as well in sets of 25-14, 25-17, and 25-15. And of course versus Japan, which was our last Pool B match, where a lot of Kenyans had hopes that that Malkia Strikers will defeat Japan, and they showed some form of intent to win this particular game. Looking at the sets, that is 25-17, and especially the second set 25-22 and then 25-12. What is coming out of all this is that there's need for a change in their mindset. And of course, talking to the captain Triza Tuka, saying that after they lost the second set, especially against Japan, they gave up totally. And this is what you see when you look at Poland. It's 25-14, 25-17. Then the last set is usually a bit lower than the first and second sets, which means that Team Kenya, that is Malkia Strikers, they give up a lot easily when they've lost, especially the second set. Now going into the third set, it's a matter of just changing your mindset going into the next competition. And looking at fencing for women, we had our sole representative Alexandra Ndolo in the 78 kg category, and she was eliminated at the round of 32. And of course, we know how she got to the Olympics. She is saying that most of the championships she had to fund for herself, and called on the government to actually invest more into fencing. And this is a sport that is not very common in Kenya, and I think the government needs to do a lot more than that. She lost by a single point, and see that there is hope for Kenya if they invest more in this particular sport. And then we look at judo. Our only judoka Zedi Cherotich losing to Patricia Sampiao. Now, she was the only Kenyan and the first Kenyan to take part in judo at the Olympics, and losing to Sampaio, it only took about 20 seconds. So that is 20 seconds of fame for Zedi Cherotich there, but of course she got valuable lessons for herself going into the next championship. And lastly, let's look at swimming, where we had Maria Brunlela, who was eliminated from the Paris Olympic Games. She was the only Kenyan swimmer but failed to qualify for the semi-finals in the 50 meters freestyle. Of course, she said that the competition was a bit tough for her, and she timed 25.82 seconds in heat 7. And of course, also here it's a sport that we need to invest more, and we have a lot of competitive swimmers in Kenya that we need to nurture to represent us in the upcoming Olympics. Back to you, Sweda.